Welcome back, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Naranda Brown here, your host. And today, our theme song will be Commitment Has Got a Hold on Me. Commitment won't set me free. Yep, that Garnet Silk classic from way back in the 80s. And we've arrived at this crossroad again where the Reggae Boyz of the Jamaica Football Federation is in a tug of war with a non-existent opponent, really, as they vie for the services of an English-based player. In this situation, the English-based player is one Ivan Toney, the Brentford striker. He's notched 33 goals for Brentford so far since joining them in 2020 in 49 appearances. And oh, we would love to have his services in our quest to qualify for Qatar 2022. We have Mikel Antonio that we've been trying to get for the longest while, and now we finally have him, and we're trying now to add Ivan Toney to that equation. What do we need Ivan Toney? Is another question. Theodore Whitmore has a lot of firepower that, as things stand right now, it doesn't seem as if he's able to utilize them. So I am not too worked up about it. What I am, however, concerned about is the constant situation that we find ourselves in, where the federation is trying to get players to play for the country who aren't committed to the cause. And by committing, I don't mean just putting on the jersey and playing for the national team, because we, as much as we don't want to accept it, right? It is an opportunistic thing. Like, players are opportunistic, and the Jamaica Football Federation is the same. They're both opportunists, and we may look and we may say, okay, we need them to be committed to the cause, and we need them to want to play for Jamaica and all of that. But at the end of the day, it is, what does playing for Jamaica do for my career? Or what does this player coming to play for Jamaica does for the Jamaica Football Federation? So both entities, or both parties concerned, they're basically concerned with their own interest more than anything else. And coming up to the next World Cup qualifiers, where the English FA said they will be relaxing some of the quarantine measures, meaning some of the players who are coming out of England to play for their national teams in the World Cup qualifiers, when they return, they may not have to quarantine so long, and as such, they may not have to miss the number of games that we originally anticipated in the last international break. I think we may very well see, or players, we may very well see the English-based players mixed in with the local-based players, or everybody mixing with the guys who are playing in MLS or playing in Africa, in everywhere. So we'll see. But as that proposal gains traction, we will stay with the Mikel Antonio story. Let me know what you guys think. Will these players ever be committed to Jamaica? And it was the same with Mikel Antonio. He said he offered himself to play for Jamaica when he was 22 years of age. He didn't get the opportunity to do so, and as such, it contributed to his delay in making the decision to play for Jamaica when they came calling a few months ago. At the end of the day, Mikel Antonio is now a Reggae Boy. He represented Jamaica against Panama. Didn't get on the score sheet, so he's still waiting for his first Jamaican goal. But again, we go back over to, is it a case where he's committed, or is it a case where he was out of options? And we will go back to Ivan Toney, because he said he did two interviews recently. In one of the interviews, he said he's waiting, and whoever comes knocking, then they'll talk. Now, Jamaica has been knocking for the longest while, and it seems as if he's waiting for someone else to come knocking. It's almost as if the person who is waiting on to come knocking isn't coming, and as such, there isn't any talks going on with him and Jamaica, where we hope he'll play for Jamaica, but will he ever be committed to Jamaica? I don't think so, because his side is already set at playing for England. He wants to represent the Three Lions, and quite frankly, a lot of these players, they consider a single cap, one cap for England, better than even representing Jamaica at the World Cup. And it's not my opinion, it is a fact. right? Some players, they'll throw everything in the ring just to get a single cap for the Three Lions, and this is worth more than anything else for them. All right, so we talk about patriotism, we talk about commitment, but some of these players will never be committed to Jamaica, and I'm just of the opinion that Ivan Toney is one of those players. Remember Ivan Toney? His roots are Jamaican and I think Saint Vincent or something, another small island. I'm pretty sure it's Saint Vincent, but it's not as if it's not a case where both his parents grew up in Jamaica and his grandparents are from Jamaica, so his household is all black, green, and gold straight through. That's not the case. So we can understand a situation where he wants to play for England because he identifies himself as English more than anything else. And we also need to factor in that Agent P, in this case, it's not Paul Pogba, but Agent Pinnock, he plays for the same club as Ivan Toney, and I trust he would have been telling Ivan Toney good things about the national program and encourage him to come and play for the team. So even with all these variables, we still haven't seen Ivan Toney come up and say, okay, I want to play for Jamaica. And at the end of the day, I think it will be all the way down to the wire, because personally, I don't think he'll get an England call up. I can't see him getting capped for England. So as soon as we get to the last part of our qualification phase, whether it be that we've qualified for the World Cup or we're in the playoffs or whatever, I think that's when his decision will be made, and that's when he will have more to gain from playing for Jamaica than anything else. He's still very young. I think he's only 25 years old, so he still has his best years ahead of him, as I like to say. Most of these players, these strikers, they don't approach their peak until maybe 27 through 32, 33. So he's still coming of age. He's still a very good player, but a lot of room for improvement in that regard. And I think him coming to play for Jamaica would mean a plus for us. We'd have a guaranteed striker to put with Shamar Nicholson. I know a lot of folks out there, they don't rate Shamar Nicholson very highly, but it is what it is. He is one for the future and still very young. So I can only see him getting better and better. The rest of the strikers that we have, they're 30, 31. I think Corey Burke is approaching 30 as well. So I think these youngsters, they will be a good foundation for us to build the rest of the team on. And again, when the decision is made, if and when the decision is made, I know Jamaica still, he won't be committed to Jamaica. He may play for Jamaica, but the commitment aspect of it that we're begging for so much, it may never happen. And I hope you guys are picking sense out of what I'm saying, because you can play for a team and not be committed to the team. You play for them because it's the last resort. You're out of options. And I called Mikel Antonio. Was it Mikel Antonio? No, I'm not sure. But yeah, I used the phrase English rejects, and I got a lot of stick from it because folks weren't happy with it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I cannot come on here and call an ace a spade. I can't call an ace a spade ace of heart. So it's what it is. I think he won't play for Jamaica until he sees that the opportunity to play for England has already dwindled, and the door is no longer open. I'm not saying the door is open now, but he still considers himself an outside chance, or still thinks he has an outside chance of playing for England as things stand now. Right? He's one of the best penalty takers in the country. He, quite frankly, doesn't miss from the spot, and it has contributed greatly to his numbers that he's had. He's had almost a goal a game, if we're to be frank, and it has contributed to where Brentford are now. They're in the English Premier League, and they're doing well for themselves. They play Liverpool at the weekend, so that should be interesting as well to see how he matches up against the likes of Virgil van Dijk and Konate and Joel Matip and all these guys, top quality defenders. But we know he is a presence. He gets about the pitch, and he generally doesn't stay still. So defenders, they oftentimes have their hands full, and oh, how we would love for him to play for Jamaica and all these qualities to be out there on the pitch representing the Reggae Boyz. But again, as I said, folks, we'll just have to wait. He said he's focusing on his club for now. Whether that means he will be coming around to the Reggae Boyz soon, I don't know. The Jamaica Football Federation, they've been running behind him for the last 8 or 9 months. From he was in the championship, they've been running behind him, trying to get his signature. And it hasn't been the case. He's been putting it off. He's been sidestepping. He's been doing all of that just to buy himself a little bit more time before he makes a decision. No, I just think he is waiting to play for England. And if he doesn't get the opportunity to play for England, then that's only when he'll choose to play for Jamaica. Meaning, I don't think he will ever commit to playing for Jamaica. He'll only play for Jamaica because he doesn't have a choice. And again, as I said, both parties involved, the JFF opportunist and the player is an opportunist as well. Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. Is at the end of the day, it's what's best for you. It's what's best for your career. And Mikel Antonio is only, yep, not Mikel Antonio. Sorry, Ivan Toney is only looking out for what's best for his career. Can't run him for that. Jamaica Football Federation, they're looking out for what's best for the Jamaica Football Federation. And as things stand, what's best for the Jamaica Football Federation is a World Cup qualification. So either way, both parties, they're having a standoff now because each one is looking for their best interest. Whether or not it will play out in a case where Ivan Toney will be playing for Jamaica, I highly doubt it, at least not this time around. And especially in the international window coming up, Leon Bailey will be out as well. So we would have really appreciated a little bit more firepower, considering our best player won't be available. But again, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if it's a good thing. Can we safely say that Ivan Toney played for Jamaica, should he decide to play for Jamaica because England refused him? Let me know what you think. I won't jump to that conclusion as yet. We're still hoping and anticipating what happens and hoping for the best result possible. But again, like, share, subscribe. If you have any feedback or comments whatsoever, leave it in the comment section. All right, Noranda Brown here saying from HalftimeTv. Peace out and have a productive weekend.